With what has seemed to be a pretty high rise in popularity of the NBA over the course of the last 1 to 2 decades, the idea of expanding the league to more than 30 teams has always seemed to be in the back of people's minds, especially the current commissioner Adam Silver. But due to the recent financial struggles the league has been facing, which I know you probably are all aware of by now, along with recent comments made by Adam Silver himself, it seems like adding expansion teams to the league is going to come a lot sooner than we all expected. So with that, I thought I'd come at you guys with today's video of the 5 best cities, in my opinion, for an NBA expansion team in the near future. But before we hop into this, you guys know the drill. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds right now to go down below and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I truly don't know what you're doing. Coming out with brand new NBA content on a daily basis, and I guarantee you guys won't want to miss it. Also, make sure you hit that push notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a brand new video. And it is daily, so I really do suggest hitting that button. Also, if you guys could while you're down there, don't forget to leave a like on the video as well. If you can, I really do appreciate all the support around here, guys. I truly can't thank you enough. But I'm done wasting your time. Let's get into the video. Now, before I actually get into this countdown, there's really no specific order in which city I want an expansion team to go to the most. I just relatively did some quick and basic research and ultimately came up with the top 5 in my opinion that would seem the most interesting to add an NBA team to. So if I do miss or do not include your city, please don't be offended. I apologize. But please make sure to let me know down below which cities I missed that would be great for NBA expansion teams in the comments. But to start this, I feel like I should just get the most obvious city out of the way, and most of you guys probably guessed this already. It is the city of Seattle. As I'm assuming most of you are already aware, the NBA did have a franchise located in Seattle that later moved on to Oklahoma City that once was known as the Seattle Supersonics. A lot of people seem to get it confused and misunderstand the true concept of why this team was ever moved out of Seattle. It was definitely not due to the lack of a strong fan base. I can confidently tell you that, considering that the Supersonics fan base was one of the best in the NBA at its time before moving the franchise. However, it was more so around the fact that this franchise did not have the ability to fund an NBA quality arena in the city. And with this, I can tell you it left a lot of people in the Seattle area very unhappy. And it really is funny because it honestly seems since the day the Seattle Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder, we have been receiving and reiterating the question of, okay, when is a team going to move back to Seattle? Because thinking about it from a personal standpoint, if I was a Supersonics fan at the time and I just got my team taken away from the city like that, it would truly just be demoralizing, especially considering the fact, as we mentioned earlier, that it was due to the insufficient funding. So yeah, you guys, obviously this one probably seemed to be the most expected out of all 5 of my cities, so I just wanted to get it out of the way right away. And with that, let's hop into our second NBA expansion city, which I also feel like is the other most obvious one in this countdown. And if you have not guessed it yet somehow, yes, it is the city of Las Vegas. Now, say if I would have made this video 4 or 5 years ago, Las Vegas might have been an option on this list for me, but I would not have had it as highly on this list as I do right now. And you can probably guess that the reason for this city being such a viable option for an NBA expansion team is due to the recent surge in professional sports leagues that have been expanding and or relocating teams to Las Vegas. And if you are unaware of the professional sports leagues expanding into Las Vegas, this includes the NHL creating a new team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, in 2017, along with the National Football League relocating the Oakland Raiders to Las Vegas officially this year in 2020. I mean, I don't know you guys, with these other 2 major sports leagues expanding into Las Vegas over the course of the last 3 years, do you think it's inevitable that the NBA will eventually do this as well? I'm not sure myself. It's an interesting thing to think about, but time will only tell with this. Along with these 2 cities relatively being the most discussed cities when you bring up this topic of discussion, these 2 cities are also in my top 5 for most interesting that I would like to see. But now that we got the 2 most obvious cities for this video out of the way, now we can get into the final 3 new and kind of creative cities that I thought of for new NBA expansion teams. And with the first of these final 3 cities, you guys, I am going with the city of Louisville, Kentucky. Now, I know right off the bat, when you think about the city of Louisville and the state of Kentucky, most of you instantly think of college basketball, which is probably why myself and a lot of other people have discussed the idea of adding an NBA team to this city and state. And when we do think about college basketball in this city and state, it is no joke when I do say that these are some of the most diehard basketball fans in the entire country. So why not bring that kind of atmosphere and new fan base into the NBA? I don't know. I feel like it's a perfect match, honestly. They already do have an arena in the city of Louisville Louisville that is NBA ready to use, which is actually the KFC Yum Center where the Louisville men's basketball team currently plays. I don't know, you guys, when doing my basic research and narrowing down my top 5, this one really seemed to stand out to me above the rest. So let me know what you guys think on this idea. Next, we have one that is pretty interesting in my own opinion, and I really want to know what you guys have to think on this. But for the 4th city in my top 5, I am going with Buffalo, New York. Now hear me out. I am aware there are already 2 teams in the state of New York. Along with this, Toronto is just a mere 2-hour drive from the city of Buffalo. But I am just ultimately thinking of the potential fan base Buffalo could offer to bring into the NBA. Because most of you guys do know of the Buffalo Bills, I'm assuming. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen any videos or antics from the Buffalo Bills fan, otherwise known as Bills Mafia, but they are one of the craziest fan bases in all of sports. And I'm saying that with 100% confidence. I'm saying this off of my pure belief, but since, as I mentioned, the city of Buffalo is only a mere 2 hours away from Toronto, there may be a decent amount of fans in the city of Buffalo who are currently Toronto Raptors fans, or even New York Knicks or Brooklyn Nets fans that have to travel a decent amount just to see their team play. Again, I'm not positive on this, just speaking off of thought. But this just seemed like an interesting city in my personal opinion that I haven't seen a lot in these kind of countdowns or videos, so I thought I'd throw it into my top 5. Once again, please let me know what you guys think on this idea. Last but not least, for my 5th and final idea of an NBA expansion city in the future, I am going with the city of Kansas City, Missouri. Now, kind of going off of the same idea I had about Buffalo, we are well aware that the people of Kansas City love their sports teams. And personally, again, I am just speaking off of thought here, but I believe that there are more basketball fans in the Midwest than people actually think. In fact, there was a direct quote from an anonymous NBA executive in May of 2018 that said, "It's a real thing I've heard from multiple sources. It's just a matter of time." Seattle and KC to me are the most valuable markets for the league expansion when it makes sense. So obviously this doesn't write it in stone that it's gonna happen eventually, but when you are receiving a quote like that from an anonymous NBA executive saying that Kansas City is one of the most valuable markets for an NBA team to expand to in the future, this is definitely a good sign for the people of Kansas City if they were looking to get an NBA team in the near future. Many of you might not have known this, but Kansas City used to actually host an NBA team, which was the Kansas City Kings, before they ended up moving to the city of Sacramento, California in 1985. It really would be cool, in my opinion, to see a team return to the city of Kansas City if the NBA is serious about doing this expansion very soon. However, that is my 5th and final city, which is going to be rounding out the video here today. I'm really hoping you guys did enjoy the video. And again, if you are thinking of a major city that I did not mention in this video for an NBA expansion city, don't forget to leave comments of it down below. Once again, you guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're coming out with brand new NBA videos every single week. But on that note, I will see you guys in the next one.